Welcome back. Time now is 6:44 and it's day 10 of the government shutdown. And our local military, they're set to miss their first paycheck since the shutdown started. So let's go live to Scripps News Group political correspondent Nate Reed. And Nate, can we expect any standalone legislation to pay the troops, and where do we go from here?
Well, look, that legislation does exist, Tony, but it's pretty much going to be an uphill battle to get that passed. And there's a number of reasons for that. For one, the Senate left town last night. They passed the annual National Defense Authorization Act, which determines where funding goes in the military. They might be putting the cart before the horse, though. They haven't passed funding for the military in 2026 yet. Now that they've left town, they're not coming back until this coming Tuesday, the day after Columbus Day. Once they return, they'll have less than 24 hours to iron out a military funding question. At this point, troops could go unpaid. They only get paid twice a month, on the 15th and on the 31st. This could bring a lot of economic uncertainty to a whole lot of families. Now, meanwhile, over in the House of Representatives, they've been out of town since September 19th. They passed their government funding bill. House Speaker Mike Johnson has kept the House of Representatives out of D.C. We don't know if they're going to return at all next week, while they look for Democrats to try and vote with Republicans to end this shutdown. Now, one thing is clear. This is just going to become more painful as it goes on. For many military families, that uncertainty of whether they're going to get a paycheck next week, probably overwhelming. At this point, it seems extremely unlikely that any sort of measure, even though it's got bipartisan support, to fund the military without funding the broader government would seem likely to pass. I spoke with Senate Majority Leader John Thune earlier this week. He told me he's hoping that Democrats will begin to vote in favor of this government funding bill once those paychecks are missed and the pressure cooks up from some of their constituents all across the country. At this point, no word on when this government shutdown will end, Tony. Already they've taken that vote to try and fund the government 7 times. It's failed all 7. No word on when that 8th vote's coming, but not expected to be any different or have any different result than the last 7 times they've taken that vote.
Nate Reed live in D.C. Thank you so much for those updates.